Yeah, Dandeli L in the house, Aqua Ghana, Bitcoin ballin', bring it to you raw. Here we go, here we go. Bitcoin ballin', gonna chat callin', what you need, baby I got you. Bitcoin ballin', Aqua we all in, it's our time, no more sleeping. We ballin', Bitcoin ballin'. We ballin' and ballin'.
That was terrible.
Bitcoin ballin',
Gonna seen the movie White Man Can't Jump? You can't jump, so put your hat back.
You ever seen a white man shut up?
Yeah, shut up. You're white too, so shut your ass up. What's going on, Crypto fam? Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to Sin City Crypto Live. I'm one of your co-hosts, David. We are coming at you from our studio in Sin City, Nevada with our weekdaily. Does that make sense? Weekdaily?
Daily. Why are you putting week in there?
Our daily outside of the weekends. Live shows at 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Welcome. Before we get into the content, quick disclaimer, nothing that's said on this channel should be taken as financial advice. Please always do your own research. With that being said, let's introduce you to the man who needs some dance lessons, your other co-host, Big Rob. What's up?
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we are an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel. We take the old, the boring, the stale information, and we package it up in a fun and sexy way. Also, here at Sin City Crypto, we don't just do the live streams. We also do the deep dives. Just the live stream, though, check out the deep dives. And then, lastly, we're going to give you a moment of silence.
I lean like a cholo.
So watch David's...
That's what broke you. Oh, was that broke Yoshi?
Get out of here, man. I'm gonna give you all time to find that like button. If you haven't found it yet, you'll find it right below the video. There's a thumb. It's not colored in.
What does it look like?
After you hit it, it colors in. Hit the like button.
I bet you were the kid in school that would always draw outside the lines, and your teacher would be like, Robin,
no,
you
bro.
have to take your time, okay?
My coloring book skills was on point.
You have to, and I see this black line, you have to color inside the black line, Robin. He's like,
no. I was a guy that would, like, instead of coloring, the section that should be green, just green, I would have like 3 different greens, and I would shade it to the outside, bro. And it would just look dope, bro.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, my coloring book skills is badass.
I'm happy the split cam got fixed. I didn't like being so inferior to you as far as my height and my positioning.
I mean, you are inferior in everything else, but we got you on par on the video.
Whatever you say, bro. So. Whatever you say. I want to start the show off. I want to show this picture. Will you pull up my laptop, Rocco? Look at this picture. This is the leaders of the 44 countries that were in El Salvador for the Bitcoin. It was like a big meetup. But couldn't find it on the meetup.com. So pretty cool, though, man. You got 44 leaders from 44 different countries that are coming in, went to a country to talk about Bitcoin. Look how far we've come. Look how far we're going. Pretty cool picture.
How come we didn't get an invite?
I reached out to, I text President Bukele, but he left me on red. So, yeah. I tried FaceTiming him, but it got declined.
Okay.
It was weird, yeah.
All right, so let's do a little roll call here. So roll call. Starting up, we had Big Willie, Chili up in the chat first.
Chili Willie.
First up in here. What's up, bro? Broke Yoshi number dos. Bullish Kenny G. We got Michael Allen. Looks like he's one of our new regulars here. Michael, welcome to the community, man. I saw you yesterday there on Around the Blockchain. And by the way, thanks for everybody supporting Around the Blockchain. Your boy straight got another check mark in victory column.
So do you have more victories than
you already knew I was going there, bro.
I knew you were going there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm like that predictive text when you were typing.
Yeah.
But with Robin.
So I'm over 500 wins in Warzone, Call of Duty.
You're at 5 wins.
And man, I'm catching up, man.
I'm starting to see a trend here. When Ben is not on,
You know what?
win.
I mean, hats off to Ben. I mean,
'Cause he gets a lot
the
of-
dude. I mean, he knows his stuff. Okay. Yeah. And so with that said, I mean, he's been in the space for a while. He's got, one of the largest channels out there, and he's on, all of his different segments. So, he's completely immersed in cryptocurrency information and all the people around him. So, the dude knows what he's talking about. So, he is a formidable opponent. But
The rest, kidding, we can't clown on anyone.
I got a very persuasive, aggressive argument, and I'm just gonna say, anybody they put me up against, man, watch out, because whatever side of the topic I'm gonna stand on,
Let me.
the boy gonna come correct, bro. I'm gonna straight come out with the fist, bro.
Let me tell you guys something. Robin is that person where if you have an idea or you want to talk to him about something, there is always another side. There is always the other side, and he makes his case for the other side, and you have to sit there and think like, fuck, kind of makes sense. Very frustrating when you're trying to put a show together, I'll tell you that. No, but good job, Robin. Congratulations. That was great.
He'd be like, you know what, this doesn't work. And I'm like,
if you're new, if it's your first time Sin City Crypto live stream, say hello. We'd love to give you a shout out and personally welcome you to our growing and amazing community.
mm-hmm.
That's all I got.
Oh yeah. So the rest of the shout out. We also got Chef Murder, Sir Gabe, R.A. Daniel, Why You Loud Gang, and then we got
Nick is
Shizzy.
back.
Nick Flip is back. He was missing for a little
From
while.
the depths of where were you?
And what else we got? We got Jason Squires up in here, AZ up in the house, and KDK, Lala Bell, Oliver up in here, and that's it. Rounds us up.
Oh, Carlos. Welcome to the channel, Robin. Throw my man Carlos in Ola.
Oh, we got Carlos up in here. My dude, Carlos. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
He said, one of the best guests on Around the Blockchain, hands down. I agree with you, Carlos. You know why I like Carlos so much, that name? It's because that was the baby's name in Hangover. Remember that baby? Cute little baby with the shades? His name was Carlos. I like Carlos.
I forgot about that baby.
Yeah, it was a good baby. All right, welcome to the channel.
And then we got Drew back in here, second timer.
Welcome back, Drew.
Make it a third. Make it a third.
Yes.
It'll be here tomorrow.
Yes.
We're looking for you on the roll call. All right.
What's going on in the markets, bro?
Markets. Bitcoin is moving, baby. You know what I'm going to do? I'm putting the bullhorns on, baby. Let's go.
Oh, man.
It's bull market time. No. You know what? We're still in the channel. Between, was it 29 and
32.
31?
31, 30.
Between 29 31. We're going to be here until, this is, I watch other people's YouTubes and I'm just like, what are you, like, duh. I'm like, we're going to be between 29 and 31 until we're not in between 29 and 31 and we move out.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Where'd you find that information?
Hey, I'm just
Wow,
saying.
you're a genius.
No, but obviously, really big zone here. Obviously, 30K, huge psychological number. Tons of touches as support and resistance. It well over a year time frame. So, absolutely game-changing number. So right now, it's basically it's a fight between the bulls and the bears on what direction we're going to push this market ultimately. And when we do break out of this little channel, this is probably that whatever direction that goes is probably the direction we're going to be going, at least for the short to midterm. So if we start trading at 32,000 next week, we'll probably be there for over a month. And then also Carlos up in here dropping stickers. Thank you, bro. Awesome.
Thank you, Carlos.
We love it.
Appreciate it.
We also got in the works a membership program too, so that way we give our loyal fans of the chat here, we can give you some incentives for being members. Give you a little bit more perks. And also, I'm just excited. I'm over here designing stickers. So, so that way when you go to other people's channels, you can drop a hola. You know what I mean? I got a hola sticker.
Oh, yeah.
Hola. So anyways, so right now we're at the $30,000 channel here, which we've been at for about a week, as you can see. But when you zoom out, we are still significantly lower than we were going into the month. But when you zoom out, look at the 1 year chart, Still, big channel here, you know, $30,000 touches multiple times throughout the history of Bitcoin. So, yeah, see, here's a 30. Here's a see. This is the 30K mark. I mean, look at this major touches here, and then every time you get a bounce on this, it's a huge swing up or to another direction as well. QP up in the house. All right, and then, anyways, so. Getting back to the markets here. You know, almost everything's in the green. Look at the crypto bubbles. Look how much green we got up in here.
Except
for Luna down 5%. Guys, do not touch Luna. Not financial advice, but
you know, it is financial advice. Don't buy Luna, please. Do yourself a favor. It's not worth the possible 1000x.
Yeah,
just come to Vegas. If you want to throw money away, come to Vegas, put it in a slot machine. At least you got a better chance of winning.
Or just throw it in. Or just buy a bunch of stickers and then just pretend you bought Luna. All right. The crypto fear and greed index is at 8.
Ugh.
Woo, man! I honestly cannot remember the last time we were this low, man. I don't remember seeing an 8 touch on here.
Can it go negative?
Here we were at 22. It's hard to find the bottoms here. We got 10s. I mean, look at the graph. I mean, it doesn't drop under. This is in the last year. Oh, here we got some. So we got a few touches under 10, but it's not much, man.
Sentiment is bad.
It's like every 2 years you might end up down here. But every time we're down in these low, we get these huge reversals. Because look here, back in 2018, when I know this might be hard to see, but this is the 10 mark here.
Is there any way you can zoom in?
So this is not on this thing, no. So wait, here you go under 10. And you look at the run up. That literally was the bottom, signaled the bull market. Look here. This was under 10. Signaled the bull market.
When is that?
This was 2020. This was March of 2020.
When the CEC happened?
Yeah. And then explosion. Now, it doesn't always end up that way because here you had it as well. This one was like a 5. I think this was all-time low. But still did rally a little bit as far as the index. But these are good things to look at. Just know that when, you know, there's a good probability that when you do get your when you do get really low here on the fear and greed index, that reversals are usually more likely to follow.
What goes up must come down, and the reverse is true as well.
And these fear and greed index, they aggregate data between like Google Trends as far as what people are searching for, also volume, wallets, exchanges. So there's tons of different data that goes into it.
Well,
it's not simply just. They
also hack into your phone's front camera, and as you're opening up your CoinMarketCap portfolio, where it's got all your coins, they look at your facial expressions when you look at them, and then they put that in the data too.
You're like,
oh, that's a 0.
All right. So, but we are in the green today, and if you take a look, NASDAQ is up over 2%. So, Bitcoin's over 30K, and the stock market, NASDAQ over 2%. Everything's in the green. So, nice little pullback. So I think, what do you think? You think, I know there's a recession looming. That was kind of our discussion yesterday. And with the recession, you know, obviously recession pulls down all financial markets in the global scale, including crypto. So, no.
So for me, okay, so since you're talking about NASDAQ, just will you swap over to my laptop, Rocco? So, you know, I talked about this chart, this NASDAQ chart, about a week ago, and we talked about this gap we saw here back in on between May 6th and May 9th over the weekend, and typically gaps fill. You saw this gap fill, this gap got filled, and so we're still looking to fill this gap, which if we measure the move from the bottom of the gap to the top. That's about a 1.3% move. So I would expect that to happen, and which would mean we'd cross over 12,000 on the NASDAQ, which obviously is good. But in the short term, could be good. But again, I'm in the camp of in the long term, we're in a recession. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Sorry if you don't want to hear that, but that's just me being 100% honest with you, looking at in an unbiased way, looking at charts and metrics. So that's just what I see. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, great. We all make money. If I'm right, great. We can all scoop up more, and then we can make money in the long term. So,
all right. I did pull up interesting article. It's going back and forth. It kind of goes back to inflation. So here we got White House. White House hits back at Amazon's Bezos after Biden inflation spat. So
what happened in the beginning? Go start from the beginning.
So this is what's going on here. We got some beef. We got Bezos and we got Biden. Bezos and Biden, ding ding. You know what I'm saying? He's just straight. They're going at it. The gloves are off.
Who's your money on? Who's your money on?
So this is what happened. Okay. Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe. I mean, some of us like Joe. I'm not even a Joe.
I don't like any politicians. I'll just leave it out there.
I'm not a hater on either side. I feel like the system's not set up for success.
I hate them all.
You gotta put anybody in there. It's just
they're all liars.
Anyways, you know what? We're at 23 viewers in the chat. Well, if you're not familiar, when we get to 30 viewers in the chat, not 30 likes, but 30 viewers in the chat, we open up the club. We have a Vegas party, and we give away stuff. So it's always a good time. So make sure you hang out. Now, Sleepy Joe says, "You want to bring down inflation? ? Let's make sure the wealthiest corporations pay their fair share." So Joe Biden is basically saying,
"What? Hold on. What did it say? I need new glasses."
Okay. Joe Biden says, "You want to bring down inflation? Let's make sure the wealthiest corporations pay their fair share."
Bro, get the hell out of here, man.
Let's not take into account that you've 2.5 times the money supply since 2020. Literally doubled and a half the money supply. We all saw what happened to Terra Luna when you had hyperinflation. You literally took the amount of money in circulation, you doubled it, and then you added another 0.5 on there.
That's not why inflation's up, Robin. God, it's Putin, man.
That has nothing to do with it. And then on top of that, you were, obviously as part of inflating the money supply, you were just helicopter airdropping money to everybody in the U.S. And then what else? You were buying bonds, a.k.a. just handing out cash to corporations. And you decided to collect $0 on all the money the banks borrowed from you. So just think about this. Every time you went to a bank and borrowed money, whether it was for a mortgage or a car loan or personal loan or a business loan, whatever, when you walked into the bank, they were like, you know what? We'll give it to you for 4%, 3%. And you're like, that's pretty good. And you walk out of that bank. Just know the bank borrowed that money from the government with 0% interest. So they literally just took it from the bank, from the government, and then they walked it over, gave it to you, and like 3%. And yet the U.S. government decided, hey, you know what? It's not a good idea to collect interest on that. Anyways, so Biden says, inflation down, let's tax the corporations, because that's where the inflation's coming from. And then, no surprise, Bezos is like, or, he didn't direct it towards Bezos, but Bezos is like, you got to be kidding me. So he says the newly created disinformation board should review this tweet, or maybe they need a new non-secretary board instead. Raising corporate taxes is fine to discuss. Taming inflation is critical to discuss. Mushing the two together is just misdirection. So basically he's saying, you know what? We want to talk about taxing corporations, that's fine. But don't try to put that subject and your inflation in the same argument, because those are two different problems, and the source of the inflation is not that.
This is why I don't trust any politicians, because they are magicians of spinning words.
So then the Biden administration said, it doesn't require, this is Biden administration, it doesn't require a huge leap to figure out why one of the wealthiest individuals on earth opposes an economic agenda for the middle class and cuts some of the biggest costs families face. fights inflation for the long haul and adds to the historic deficit reduction to the president is achieving by asking the richest taxpayers and corporations to pay their fair share. It's also unsurprising that this tweet comes after the president met with labor organizers, including Amazon employees. So, hey, dude, you know what? This is funny, man. You know what? Before we had social media, you would never get a president and a CEO just straight battling it out real time, you know? So it's kind of funny. Now, we also got Bezos here. This is final one. So basically, the Biden administration just doubled down. So he's like, the wealthiest individuals are opposing, and then they're opposing economic, basically corporations are opposing taxation. At the end, they try to throw it in a theory, be like, oh, bro, you just mad because we met with your employees and they want to unionize. That's basically what he's like. You just mad because people are trying to unionize and Biden was talking to the people. So anyways, over here, Bezos gets the last laugh. He said, look, squirrel. This is the White House's statement about my recent tweets. This understandably wants to muddy the topic. They know inflation hurts the neediest the most, but unions aren't causing inflation, and neither are the wealthy people. Remember, administration tried. Anyways, guess what? 31 viewers in the chat.
Club.
Let's open up the club,
Wait,
baby.
Michael wants to know, what is the club?
We're about to find out.
You're about to find out, big boy.
Studio cam, let's go.
I don't have a hat. Pulled a tendon in my knee or something. Man. Getting old.
In case you didn't notice, David once again has basketball shorts.
It's summer in Vegas. What do you want me to wear? Sweatpants?
We've come to the conclusion.
What are you wearing, Robin? Step up.
Shorts, bro.
Yeah, that's right. Shut your ass up.
We've all come to the conclusion that David does not own any lower dress. He doesn't own anything that goes around his waist that has belt loops. It's all got drawstrings or some kind of bungee cord with it.
God. All right. So what happens now after we made fun of ourselves by showing you our non-dance moves is we give away some free Bitcoin. Robin will be personally from his wallet giving away, how much are you giving away, Robin?
I think $25.
$25 in Bitcoin. I am creating the link. We will post it in the chat. All you got to do is click the link.
And if we double it, we'll double the giveaway. So if we happen to get to 60 viewers, we'll give away $50 in Bitcoin. And then 120, that's the idea. There you go. But anyways, yeah, I'll start putting the link together. So just hold tight. We are going to give away some Bitcoin cashola, baby.
You done with your tweets?
Yeah, that's all.
We're going to talk about it?
Yeah, let's talk about it. So what do you think? Okay, here's the thing.
My girl Tammy.
You know what? As much as Bezos makes sense, dude, Amazon hasn't paid taxes in 8 years, bro. You're the biggest company in was the world, but it's actually an oil Saudi Arabian oil company is now the richest company in the world.
No way.
Yeah, but
that makes zero sense.
They just flipped Amazon. Like last week or something. So, anyways,
what do you guys think is going to happen if government goes against corporations and just tries to take money from them? They're going to cut jobs. They're going to raise prices. That's just what happens. It's trickle-down economy.
I mean, here's the thing. I can't dispute what Bezos is saying. He's like, it's two different issues. Now, there should be more pushback on the fact that Amazon hasn't paid any taxes. I mean, I think regardless, there should be like a base level tax. Like you pay 10%, like no matter what. You can't you make money, you pay at least 10%. I mean, that's a good thing. Anyways, we're not going to get into economics here, but anyways, what else do you say?
We got a couple of new people in the chat, Robert.
Yeah, we do got some new people here.
We got my favorite people in the world, Tammy. I love Tammy.
Tammy. Hola. Welcome. Sin City Crypto.
Bo Jackson.
And Bobo. Hola. Welcome.
Bobo? I like
Yeah.
Bo Jackson better. Very
You know,
versatile athlete.
growing up, we used to call. I don't know if you did it over here on the in the Vegas area, but growing up, we would call the non-name brand shoes Bobos.
Yeah, so why would you call this man a non-name brand shoe?
Yeah,
That's a
a separate subject.
You
But
just
anyways,
insulted
so-
our new community member. Hey, Bo.
So
Bo Jackson.
anyways,
Sorry,
yeah,
bro.
if you had those Payless or those Walmart shoes, and you came to school with them,
Hey, man, I
people
was
would be
a
like,
kid.
would be like, yo,
My
you got
dad
some
used to buy
Bobos on.
me the Shaq shoes.
yeah,
Kmart?
that's Walmart, bro.
Kmart.
That's Walmart.
It was Kmart.
Dude,
Shaq was
you
Kmart.
wearing Shaqs? Okay, so I had a song. Want to hear it?
No,
Here it is. All right,
no, thank
so,
you.
So if you saw somebody walking in with the Shaq shoes, you'd be like, Bobos. They make your feet feel fine. Bobos. They cost $1.99. Bobos. Bobos.
Oh man, Bo Jackson. It is. Bo Jackson. It is.
All right, let's go.
All right, let's go.
Let's get it. Let's talk some crypto, baby.
Let's get into our hot take.
Go ahead.
Mucho fuego.
It's hot.
All right. So I'm going to preface our hot take by just highlighting one sentence in this article I found. So Rocco, will you please pull up my laptop? Bank of France Governor François Villeroy de Gallau. Was that good? If you're French, let me know if that was a good French accent. I've been working on it this morning. The Bank of France governor said representatives from the U.S., Canada, Japan, Germany, France, Italy, and the U.K., which is the G7 companies or the countries, will likely speak on issues related to a regulatory framework for cryptocurrencies at a meeting in Germany's city of Bonn and Kongswinner. Cyberkongs? Starting on Wednesday. Now, we know the G7 countries, they're the most powerful economies in the world. So here's the hot take. Will countries that are outside of the G7, will they adopt any crypto regulatory framework that is put forward, if it gets put forward? I'll go first. The answer to that question is yes. It's like you got the most influential people around you. You don't want to get on their bad side, right? Because what can they do? They can shut down your economy. They can shut down your people. In all seriousness, though, the G7 countries, you got, Japan, Canada, the U.S., the top economic powers in the world. If they're going to sit down and come up with a crypto regulatory framework, I'm not saying every country is going to get behind it, but essentially I would say close to 85-90% of countries around the world will adopt it. I don't see anyone going completely against it, except for the likes of maybe China, Russia, Iran, North Korea, the countries that really hate these G7 countries. But as far as like the free world, so to say, or, democratic economies or governments or whatever the case may be, I think they will follow it because the amount of resources these G7 countries have to do the research, the people they have access to is far more on a higher level than some of these other countries. And that's not a knock to some of these other smaller countries. It's just they're not a multi-trillion-dollar economy, right? So that's my take. What are your thoughts?
What was the hot take again? Or how did you phrase it?
So, yeah. So if G7 comes up with a crypto framework, regulatory framework, will other countries outside of G7 adopt it?
Here's the thing. Like, it goes back to what do you define as adopt? Because there's a handful of countries out there that already have multiple currencies. Particularly, a lot of countries like to have whatever the dominant country is in their area as their secondary currency. So a lot of Asian countries will leverage the Chinese currency, also Japan, and you also have the U.S. obviously. So especially in South America. Now, but what do you consider? Like, legal tender. Like, what do you consider adoption? Is it mandating everybody? Is it getting rid of your own currency and just going 100%
No,
in Bitcoin?
that's not the question. The question is a regulatory framework revolving around crypto. So, hey, crypto gains should be taxed this way. or for every platform, including DEXs, need to do KYC, stuff like that, not actually adopting a currency.
Okay, you said adopting.
Well, adopting a regulatory framework.
I don't know, man. I think each country's going to do their own thing. And I don't think G7 really matters. And so...
You don't think G7 matters?
No.
They literally run the world.
I get it.
How does it not matter?
But I don't think it's that big. I think the IMF is a bigger player.
Who do you think came up with the IMF?
Huh?
The G7. Who do you think came up with the World Health Organization? The G7. Who do you think came up with NATO? The G7. Who do you think came up with everything? The G7.
G7 did not come up with NATO. Get out of here. The NATO was for...
Well, a lot of the countries in NATO are
and the IMF,
G7 country.
The IMF was
Russia was a G7 country. They knocked them out of there.
The IMF was created after in the 1980s, right?
They're like the mafia, bro.
The IMF was created after the G7 is more. G7 isn't the ones that create everything,
bro.
They're a meeting. The G7 is a meeting when it comes to, like more larger scale issues, not finances. They don't dabble in finances as much.
The G7, they dabble in everything.
Yeah, they do.
They do everything.
I think people are scared of the IMF. I think they're the ones that I think the central banks of the countries and the IMF is going to be the ones that impose.
But if
impose the regulation or influence the regulations, I don't think it comes so much from the G7. I'm not saying the G7 is not a factor. I'm just saying that ultimately, if your country is gonna pass regulation, I think it's just gonna be on a country to country basis. Here in the U.S., obviously, okay. Here's an example. The U.S. is gonna do what fits in the framework with the Treasury Department and also the SEC and. What other, the feds and all the other branches. And so we're going to make our regulation fit our country. And the outside sources perhaps will influence it a little bit, but essentially our country is going to come up what's best for our country. And I think other countries are going to do the same. So when what I'm trying to say is that, like, not saying it's not a non-factor, but I think essentially country by country, they're just going to do what works best with their monetary system they already have, whatever currency they already have set up, and then obviously how the central bank there works, and so there you go.
Very quick, I got the article. So for the IMF, oops, sorry, let me take this off. So the IMF was founded in 1945.
Oh, damn, they've been around for a minute.
Yeah, right here.
They've been pushing people in corners for a long time. I'm trying not to curse a lot, so I'm not going to say what IMF, in my opinion, stands for. But.
Yeah, I've been trying to slow down on my cursing too, bro.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I just popped a lid on that thing.
Okay, I'm not saying they're going to, every single little thing they're going to follow. But in terms of framework, right, I think they will follow it. So
I don't think
you don't want to get on the G7's bad side, I'm telling you.
Because
the IMF is bad.
It's like every country has their own, India's doing their thing, Brazil's doing their thing, Australia. Like, I think everybody's just going to do what makes the most sense in their little ecosystem, in their financial ecosystem. So
we'll see. What do you guys think? Put a 1 in the chat if you think, yes, other countries will follow suit. Put a 2 in the chat if you think, no, other countries will not follow suit. Curious to see what our community thinks. Okay. We got
somebody from the ADA gang up in here.
Okay.
Quick. Hola. Welcome. Sin City Crypto.
Quickly. Hola.
That's right. Home of
ADA, we're
the greatest channel.
We're big ADA fans here, guys.
Mm-hmm. We got some ADA articles later on. I would give it what do you think, like 10 minutes? We'll probably get into some ADA, something like that.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. All right, let's go. HP, welcome back. And there was someone else in here I wanted to say hi to.
Is Neo new? Neo's been
here, I believe. Yeah.
Neo, welcome back, bro.
Welcome back, Neo.
Miss you.
Any relation to the singer Neo?
What's the ones and twos in the chat? Did I miss that? What was the question?
Literally just had it 10 seconds ago. Will other countries follow the G7 in the framework? One is a yes. So
Can I put a 2?
you can put a be quiet because we are moving on to our very next
I
segment.
put a 2 in the chat.
Okay, hold on, wait before we move on. We pinned the link to register, so please click the link. All it's going to ask is for your name. If you're not comfortable with your name being announced on the channel, just put your YouTube name you have on there. So Brokyoshi, put Brokyoshi. And then just your email. Reason we ask for your emails because we reach out to you. We just get your Bitcoin address and we send you your Bitcoin. So make sure you do that.
Yeah, because it's hard to get in contact with these people. Did we ever? Hold on, we still owe money to
Yeah.
What was her name?
2 people. They never reached out. I emailed them twice.
Was it Carrie?
Carrie and Michael something. Not Michael Allen. It was Michael something.
And we keep it simple, man. You took the time to click the link. Just open your email and reply and give us your Bitcoin address. Send you money.
That's right. All right, let's move on. Talking points. Beep, beep, beep. We're going to kick this off with a Ben Bernanke video. So if you're not familiar with Ben Bernanke, he was the ex-Fed chair, came out. So in this interview, we're not going to show you the whole thing. We're just going to show you the part where he talks about crypto. But he talks about, Robin talked about it yesterday, how Jay Powell and the Fed, they were too slow to try to combat inflation. And then this interview goes on to talk about Bitcoin and his thoughts on cryptocurrency. So please enjoy.
We couldn't have a conversation without talking about Bitcoin. Take a look at this. Bitcoin right now down a little under 30,000. And in Bernanke's new book, he writes about the potential of the digital dollar. So, of course, I asked him to share his point of view on cryptocurrency these days. This is what he had to say.
So Bitcoin and other currencies, cryptocurrencies whose value changes minute to minute, they've been successful as a speculative asset. And people, you're seeing the downside of that right now. But they were intended to be a substitute for fiat money. And I think in that respect, they have not succeeded. Because if Bitcoin were a substitute for fiat money, you could use Bitcoin to go buy your groceries. Nobody buys groceries with Bitcoin because it's too expensive and too inconvenient to do that. Moreover, the price of groceries, the price of celery, varies radically day to day in terms of Bitcoin, and so there's no stability either in the value of Bitcoin. And the main use of Bitcoin is mostly for underground economy activities and things that are illegal or illicit. So I don't think that Bitcoin is going to take over as an alternative form of money. It'll be around as long as people are believers and they want to speculate in this, but again, I don't think it's going to.
And you don't buy into the idea of it as being a store of value or some kind of version of digital gold.
Well, as I said, it's a speculative asset, but it's one that whose underlying use value. Gold has underlying use value. You can use it to fill cavities. The underlying use value of Bitcoin is to do ransomware or something like that. So one of the other risks that Bitcoin has is that it could, at some point, be subject to a lot more regulation. And the anonymity is also at risk, I think, at some point. So, investors in Bitcoin should be aware of that.
All right. So, by the way, this sounds like it was from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. No, it was literally yesterday. I just find it so hard to believe that a person that was nominated to serve as a Fed chair of the United States of America, the largest and most powerful economy in the entire world, still says, well, Bitcoin's use case is only like ransomware. Also, who the hell is using gold to fill cavities? I've had a lot of cavities filled, and I can promise you, the last thing they'll use is gold. So, Robin, you have any gold fillings in your mouth?
You should use NFT to fill.
Gold cavity, maybe my anal cavity.
What
Used to be a gold smuggler back in the day.
What the?
No. So, anyways, this dude, you all right, bro?
Hey, we're gonna go in commercial now.
All right. Anyways,
What the hell hell is wrong with
I was a
you?
gold smuggler back in the day, bro.
Gold mine.
Okay. We know who's been to prison.
So here's the thing.
Christ.
This dude, Ben, man, he's hella disconnected. Okay. Lots of things to point out with this video. First of all, sitting here saying that you can't buy groceries. Okay. Maybe not with the layer 1 blockchain. Obviously, not really doable. But you can use layer 2s. You can use the Lightning Network. You see that you can walk into a store that has Cash App connectivity at their point of sale terminal, and you can use your Cash App, which has Bitcoin on it, which runs on a layer 2, which is Bitcoin, which you can buy your celery, your $2 celery or $1.
Who the hell eats celery?
Celery's pretty good, bro.
Unless you're eating wings.
But
even then, carrots.
celery's good, man. You gotta sweat them down, throw them in like sauces and stuff. Good stuff. Anyways, so there's that. And then there's 2. He's talking about it's a speculative asset. It's not a store of value. First of all, it's not a Bitcoin at this point is not a speculative asset. It is a scarce asset. So I think it more comparably fits into the box of a collectible, right? I mean, if you were to have, fine art, for example, say there was 1,000 Picassos that are out in the world in circulation, then you know that each Picasso has very high value because there's not so many of them, and people are trying to collect them or hold on to them, and they're trying to store their value in there. So
I want to share some with you.
What's up?
Pull up my laptop. What is the definition of a store of value? A store of value is an asset, commodity, or currency that maintains its value without depreciating. It goes on to say, it's essentially an asset, commodity, or currency that can be saved, retrieved, and exchanged in the future without deteriorating in value. And I don't need to show you guys a chart. Bitcoin's been around for 13 years. It is appreciating in value, right? Every asset, including gold, which is considered the store of value by traditional legacy investors, has its ups and its downs, right? Goes down 5%, up 5%, whatever the case may be. So his whole thing of Bitcoin not being a store of value is ludicrous. And not to mention, we know exactly how much Bitcoin there will ever be. We don't know how much gold there will ever be, right? Gold continues to be mined. And we know that every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin that's introduced into the circulating supply gets cut in half. We don't know that about gold. And gold is considered the most storable asset class out there. So his reasoning is so flawed. And the fact that we still hear people in 2022, people at very high levels say Bitcoin is only used for ransomware. Like at this point, you got to think like there's no way he's that dumb, right? There's no way. There's no way Ben Bernanke is that stupid. So he's either sleeping or he's doing it on purpose. He's a Peter Schiff.
No, I just think he hasn't. Here's the thing. I think a lot of, especially legacy players, legacy financial institutional players, they just haven't taken the time to look into it. And when you only glance at Bitcoin from afar, and you never really look at it, and you just kind of see where the price was the last time you checked on it, it doesn't make much sense to you. I'm sure he hasn't paid much attention to Bitcoin since it's run up to 60,000. So he was all like, oh, last time I remember looking at Bitcoin, it was like 60,000. Everybody was FOMO into it. Now it's 30,000, lost half of its value. That's not something I want to invest in. But he doesn't really, nobody, you're so quick to sit here and answer questions and judge, an asset or put your professional opinion. Because honestly, people are looking at you like you're a professional. And you're going to answer questions and put your professional opinion without doing your homework. You don't understand how the underlying technology works. You don't understand how the issues that you brought up are all already addressed. As a form of payment, it can be. As a store of value, it is. As a means of frivolous activity, it is not. And so, and where there's data and numbers to back it up. And all you have to do is just simply do a little bit of homework, and you can easily see that the arguments that you're making are not valid. And if you're not going to do your homework and you're not going to at least put some evidence behind your thought, you should pass on the question. Somebody asked me about a stock in China and I don't have information on it and I don't know firsthand, I'm not going to start throwing out crap.
And here's where the interviewer has to like be an interviewer. Bitcoin's only used for ransomware. Well, how so? Right? Well, ask questions. Like, how so? Why? What makes you say that? Do you have anything to back it up? Do you have any numbers?
Well, I don't think the reporter knows much either.
So then why are you asking questions about crypto?
Because it's a provocative question. You know you're going to get a lot of plays on CNN. You're going to get a lot of circulation. Your interview is going to circulate a lot of places all across the internet if you ask these questions. And they know it's a hot topic right now. So, yeah.
I don't like it. All right, let's move on. We're going to California. Sunny California. Humidity, beaches. And, California regulator will revisit long-running ban on crypto donations on May 19th, so in 2 days. A California state regulator may be looking at overturning a ban on cryptocurrency donations to political campaigns, which has been in effect since 2018. In September 2018, the FPPC voted to ban both sending and receiving crypto contributions for political campaigns in California due to concerns the donations, quote, might be utilized to circumvent contribution limits and prohibitions or by foreign entities to contribute to campaigns. It's a understandable concern, right? Arika Rhodes, is an elementary school teacher, is running to represent California's 32nd congressional district, currently held by Democrat Brad Sherman, has openly called for her supporters to donate Bitcoin via the Lightning Network. I just think this essentially can help. Here's my take on the story. I think by allowing crypto and Bitcoin to be able to be contributed to someone, I think it can help more of the no names, right? I don't want to say that in a negative light, but the people who are coming up in the political world, it's going to help boost them to the front. It's going to help them actually start a marketing campaign, right? Because with dollars, you just don't know. And with Bitcoin, everything's on the blockchain. You can trace everything back. And it's just another way for people to be able to contribute to people they think can make a change in policy and government. So those are my thoughts. Robin? 9. Robin, what are your thoughts, bro?
I don't know.
About time or what?
Maybe. I feel like California's always trying to ban something. But here's the thing, man. Every time California does something, we're here in Nevada. Nevada quick to adopt whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know, California, like, hey, man, we ain't doing this plastic straw thing no more. Next thing you know, I'm at the restaurant with this paper straw that just straight bent in half and disintegrated into my Coca-Cola. And I'm just like, bro.
That's true.
Like, I'm like pulling toilet paper out of my freaking my soda cup now. And I'm just like, thanks a lot, California. You know what?
We saw that with the pandemic, too. Everything California did, we kind of followed suit here in Nevada.
Yeah, man.
So now, do you think as far as the concerns about foreign entities contributing to campaigns, like that's a understandable concern, right? Do you agree?
But here's the thing. I think there shouldn't be any different regulation on donations from crypto than it is fiat, right?
And if anything, it could be traced.
I mean, like at this point, we kind of all agree. If I want to send you $1 million in Bitcoin, why would you block that but not block me from sending $1 million in dollars? Like, doesn't really make much sense. So
because that $1 million could be worth a lot more. Just kidding.
Because I mean, here's the thing. I would suggest the opposite. I would suggest blocking fiat donations, and then you can only donate in crypto. That way, it's all transparent, and we all know. And there's a ledger, and there's a receipt, a record there. And anybody, any taxpayer can pull up the info right there and be like, all right, Who's supporting my candidate? Who's donating to old Biden? Who's donating to Trump? You know, who's backing these people? Not that I personally care, but other people care. You remember back when Trump was in his Twitter tirade? It was like, you know what? If you supported Trump, remember the pillow guy? What was that?
Mike.
Mike, whatever, the My Pillow guy, bro. Everybody's boycotting his pillows, but then all the MAGA fans, they were over there buying, you know, pillows for their pickup trucks, and they were like, you know.
It's so sad seeing a country be so divided when. If we sat down and we listened to each other, we essentially all want the same thing.
The funny thing is
we
that
all want the same thing.
The source of the anger is at the policies and at the government at its whole. And I think people are misguided in the fact that they think that their political party will solve all the problems and that all the problems come from the other side. I think it's I think it's the system. Here's the thing. Whether you're Republican or Democrat, whatever side you're on, when your party gets in office, you're like, yeah, time for change. And then nothing changes. And then the other side just looks at all the negatives that transpired during that time. And then they're like, oh man, Republican Party, they're destroying the planet. And the same can be said with the Democratic Party. And then when the Democratic finally get their person in there, they're like, change is coming. Nothing changes. And then the Republicans are like, bro, you destroyed the earth. But the problem, I think, is more than that. I think because, you know, we have a failing financial system. We have inflation that historically has never went negative. Here's the thing. If you want a good monetary policy, you shouldn't have any inflation, and if anything, you should have the opposite. I mean, how crazy does that sound? Your money be worth more year over year? That is like the soundest money ever. Like, that's the principle behind sound money would be for it to increase in value, right?
Yeah, but that won't
premise
work.
cannot. It fundamentally does not make sense in the fiat world, because in the history of the U.S. economy and the history of pretty much all global, any nation-state economies that adopt fiat, is that you're going to always have inflation because there's always more money being spent or more money that needs to be accounted for than there is in circulation. So your obvious way to go about it is not to shut down and default. The thing is the government can never default. They can just keep printing out more money. They're like, hey, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna give out this, we're gonna give out this, and at the end of the year, they're like, yeah, we didn't make enough money to cover all this crap we just spent. You know what? Turn on the printers.
You know, a lot of economists argue that deflation is just as bad as inflation. So you want to be,
but that's the thing. Like, do people actually make real arguments for that? Have you ever heard an argument? I mean, think about it in the crypto space. Have you ever heard an argument where somebody was like, you know what? You know what? This token is deflationary. That's not good. Now, if you create a supply like a meme coin and it has a ton of zeros and the only use case is that it's deflationary, that's not good either, because simply saying is that, hey, we purposely made something that was overinflated with the supply, and our investment enticing marketing strategy is that we're going to lower that crazy supply that we made. Honestly, you shouldn't have made that in the first place. You should have just made the correct supply off the get-go. But here's the thing. So deflationary it just makes sense. And if you make an argument against deflationary, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it does.
How so?
When prices are dropping, people stop buying because they think it's going to drop more, and then that fucks up the economy even more.
No, I'm not talking about the price of assets. I'm talking about circulating supply becoming deflationary. I'm talking about less money,
less U.S. dollars.
Why not? Why? See, you're stuck in that fiat mentality that you have to have inflation.
I'm not saying you have to have inflation. I'm saying deflation is not as bad as inflation, but it's still bad. It's not good.
How is it bad?
I just told you.
That the price of products will go up?
No, the price of products will drop And then people will not spend money because they think it's going to continue to drop, and then so stop spending.
So you're telling me if people see the price of something drop, they're going to stop spending money? If I see something on sale, I'm buying, baby.
No, you're not. If you see prices keep dropping, you're going to wait for it to drop. It's just human nature.
If it always drops at a slow rate, in the same way that you have 2% inflation, quote unquote, every year for the history of our country, and that you look and every 5 years or so, you look back at the price of gas and it's fundamentally more expensive than it was 5 years before. If it was the other way around and gas got cheaper every 5 years, and let's just say there was one economy that had deflation and the rest of the economies had inflation, what do you think all the other countries would be trying to do? They would be trying to pick up your monetary system. So let's just say the dollar became deflationary. Every country in the world would immediately go and store their money in the U.S. currency. We're already the dominant currency. But if we happen to be deflationary, you would get a big FOMO of different countries just straight pouring into the dollar because all of theirs are inflating and ours is deflating.
But fiat currency isn't meant to be used to be a store of value. It's meant
But it is a store of value.
It should not be a store of value.
No.
What are you going to do? If your money supply decreases and you got a bunch of banks
it's a store of value
holding trillions of dollars, then what are people using to spend money?
What do you think happened to Russia with all the sanctions? They lost over a third of their monetary money that they had overseas, all because they were stored in dollars. So what do you think a savings account is? It's a store of value. It's stored in dollars. When you looked up your store of value definition, it literally said currencies on there too.
Correct.
Because a currency is a store of value.
But if you have a deflationary currency and people use it as store of value,
then it's positive. That's exactly what Bitcoin is. It's exactly what you want out of money is to be deflationary, or at least
watch a video on deflation, Robin.
Yeah, and the videos are made by people that are trying to justify inflation. They're made by the people that run the banks.
Made by the people that go to school to learn this stuff.
Yeah, and what do they teach you in school? What do they teach you in school? Cryptocurrency is bad. That video we just saw is literally the video we saw of Ben Benawaki, whatever the hell his name is, Benny B. Okay, he is literally the alma mater textbook financial student that is so misinformed, and his brain has been washed out so many times with crap ass monetary policies where they're like, you know what, just keep the inflation between 2 and 3. It's just low enough to where we can bleed people out slowly. They won't notice inflation until they look back 10 years later, and then they're like, damn, y'all got me.
Algosaurus put it very, very well. He said, economists fear deflation because falling prices lead to lower consumer spending, which is a major component of economic growth. Companies respond to falling prices by slowing down production. So it essentially contracts the economy just like inflation does. So you want to find a happy medium.
Okay, so then here's the thing. Then why is it that the most successful economies in the world have the lowest inflation?
Yeah, but that's not deflation. Like Japan's had a couple years where it's been deflationary.
Okay,
but it's not a trend.
I'm just saying
every year
that if you had a pendulum, you have inflation bad, you got
well, yeah, to combat inflation, you got to start deflating, and then, but you want to find that balance.
I'm telling you, man. Just like Algosaurus says, economists. These guys don't know shit about the economy, bro. I don't care what you say. Okay, really don't.
All right. Let's move on.
Like what economist? What financial economist? What financial player that is either in Congress or runs some big hedge fund that is against crypto that makes any kind of sense when they talk about monetary policy?
Well, I mean, you got to watch more than just one or two people, my friend.
Dude, I watch all kinds of freaking legacy financial players, man. They're all freaking morons, bro.
You watch your dirty mouth. All right, let's move on. We went so off California. We're going to Coinbase. Coinbase unveils Web3 mobile dApp and DeFi wallet and browser. Coinbase has rolled out Web3 app functionality, including a hot wallet and browser for a limited set of its mobile users. The app will allow select users to access dApps on Ethereum, such as Uniswap and OpenSea. Now, here's a Twitter picture I want to show you guys. So that's what it looks like. So, oops, where did you go? Right here. So pretty cool. This is from their mobile app, and they have dApps on there, just like Trust Wallet, right? You go to Trust Wallet or even your MetaMask wallet. There's a browser. You can access dApps. Same thing, but Coinbase. And why is this significant? Well, Coinbase is the #1 crypto exchange in the U.S., and they're ranked among top 5, I believe, in the entire world. So, Robin, big news, small news, no news.
It's cool, man. I mean, here's the thing. You want to use Uniswap, Curve, Compound. First of all, here's the first thing.
Where's Aave?
First thing is, did I type the website in wrong? Did I Google search it? Am I being phished? Like, okay, so first of all, just off of street security alone, thank you. Because, dude, like, what's the say? How would you pull up a website? Let's just say you had a new DEX you want to use. Would you use, David?
Yes.
What would you use?
A DEX?
You got a new DEX. I tell you, I'm like, hey, we got Dexter Dext. And
Dexter Dex.
Dexter Dext. And it's on the Polygon chain. How would you pull it up?
I would probably I would Google it. Or I would,
Woo! You were playing with fire, bro.
you hear that, Google? Google, you're my parent company. I would use your Google. No, you would do Google, or I would go to some, like, I don't know, CoinMarketCap, because they have the links on there.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're right.
But CoinMarketCap has also had bad links too. So that's what I'm saying. There's no ideal safe way. If I was gonna do it, I would probably do a mixture of both. First of all, what I would do is I would pull up CoinMarketCap, and then I would click on their website, and then I'd see if there's a link on their website, and then I would also go back and then click the DApp on CoinMarketCap. I'd probably pull up CoinGecko to see if they pull out the same thing, and then I'd probably Google it, because it's just way too much. Way too much.
It can literally be one period, one letter, and people don't catch it, and so they connect their wallet, and next thing you know, everything is done. So for Coinbase to integrate this into their platform is huge.
So there's that. So there's the peace of mind that if the DApp is on Coinbase's, is it website or is it on just the phone? I don't know.
It is mobile.
So is it only mobile, or is it on desktop as well?
Well, I'm assuming
probably just mobile now,
yes.
right? But yeah, so yeah, you have that.
Yeah, right here. Today, we're starting to make it dramatically easier for users to access and engage in Web3 right from the Coinbase app. So.
Okay.
So you open your Coinbase.
You open
and then inside Coinbase,
there's a tab.
Oh, there is a tab.
Says dApps.
It sends you there.
It's got on there. Now, just to kind of finish reading this article, on May 17th, the May 17th announcement by Coinbase's Director of Product Management said eligible users would be able to begin trading on NFT marketplaces, making swaps on DEXs, and interacting with DeFi lending protocols to borrow and lend funds. Unlike decentralized hot wallet apps such as MetaMask, the Coinbase hot wallet will have a co-custodial setup. This means that the private key for the wallet will be stored by the company and can be personally stored by the user. Coinbase's expanded wallet functionality is promising for Web3 developers who may find it difficult to onboard new users to show off their work. The exchange boasts about 90 million registered users, according to Statista. So,
yeah,
would you use a co-custodial wallet, Robin?
And so anyway, I think what Coinbase is here is trying to do is they're trying to be the one-stop shop.
Yes.
So you onboard your money on Coinbase. You buy your token, say Ethereum token on Coinbase, and then you want to use it in a DEX. Traditionally, you would outboard it, and you would send it to a MetaMask wallet, and then you would, go connect that to your, your Uniswap. And anyways, one-stop shop. And you know what? I'm not against it, man.
Me neither.
I'm not against it, because every time you move your money around, lots of points of failure. And I guess the theme of my response to this is that there is a lot of things that aren't very efficient. First of all, things are prone to getting phished or hacked or being duped by putting a storefront on top of a website that you think is the right one. And so right now, I think the biggest problem with cryptocurrencies adoption is its ease of use, and things get complicated. So you have everything in one area. You onboard your money. You get your you buy. You take your USD. You buy your Ethereum. You pull up your Uniswap app right there in the same interface. You transact with it right there, or you go buy your NFTs. It's very simple. And I think this is going to be the model for success for all the exchanges. So right now,
Are you surprised Binance hasn't really
Binance doesn't have that user interface. Binance, I feel, is like for more of your trader and your like crypto degen.
And here's the thing, guys. Us who are like super understand into crypto, we follow this stuff every single day. We're against centralized exchanges. We're against centralized custodial wallets. But you gotta understand, right? For this space to grow, we need mass retail adoption. And the average retail investor, why do you think Robinhood blew up? Easy. You fill out a form, you put money in there, and it's got everything in there. It's got stocks, it's got crypto. They hold your stuff. You don't have to worry about forgetting a password. You don't have to worry about writing down a seed phrase. So although to us, we are okay with taking the extra step, keeping our own seed phrase, getting a hot wallet, getting a hardware wallet, you got to think in the grand scheme of things, right? On a macro level, the retail investor, the average one, they're not going to do that. Like, we're degens. They're not. So we want them in our space because that's what's going to stabilize price and continue the adoption of crypto. And if we want that, we need people and companies like Coinbase to do what they're doing to get us going on this mass adoption spree that we're going on. Speaking of spree, this is a losing spree for Binance. Just real quick. Binance, their $1.6 billion Luna stash is now worth $2,400. And CZ said, to lead by example on protecting users, Binance will let this go and ask the Terra Project team to compensate the retailers first, the retail users first, Binance last, if ever. Yeah, Binance, you are definitely not getting any money from Luna. So again, guys, Luna is a dead project as far as Sin City Crypto is concerned. Unlike some other YouTubers you might watch, we have never told you to dollar cost average into Luna on the way down. We said this project was dead far before any other channel did. It's just not worth the risk. I had mentioned on the day it started falling, I had thrown away $300, and I told you guys I'm literally throwing the money away. And that's it. But I never dollar cost averaged it. I never thought the project was coming back. It was like going to a roulette table with 500 numbers and trying to hit one number. Not going to happen. You know, when you put that down, it's not going to happen. So anyways, Robin, this is just a quick sharing. You want to add anything to this? They ain't getting their money back, right?
Yeah, no.
Never. All right. Let's talk some Cardano news. Venture capital giant A16Z does not consider Cardano a competitor to Ethereum. Shaking in my boots. Shaking in my boots. I wonder what Charles is definitely going to reply to this, right? Robin? Like without even reading the rest of the article. He's definitely going to, he's going to, yeah.
I'll pull it up tomorrow.
Okay, yeah.
You know he's going to.
You know there's going to be a Charles tweet. Charles does not give an F about speaking his mind. According to A16Z's report, there are still no equal projects to Ethereum in the Web3 space, and those who can represent the real competition are still far behind. According to this indicator, about 4,000 developers are involved in the building of Ethereum. In second place is Solana with 1,000. Cardano, for example, didn't even make in the top 500. So did the rest of the blockchain cited in the study. Other key parameters for blockchain popularity analysis are the number of active addresses and the number of daily transactions. In this case, Ethereum is behind Solana and BNB and Polygon with 5.5 million active addresses and 1.1 million daily transactions. Now, Robin, did they hit the nail on the head here? Or are they just flat out wrong?
I mean, people are always in two different camps, and I think that's just, I don't understand why people are so aggressive when it comes to their either opposition or endorsement of a project. The thing is this is a growing ecosystem, and all the projects in them are not fully formed, with the exception of maybe Bitcoin. And even Bitcoin is going to go through some changes, some proposals, some votes, and as it grows, so will some of the policies. And so Is Cardano perfect? No, it's not perfect. Can you apply? Can you say that there's areas for improvement? Absolutely. And you can even hear it from the Cardano developers themselves, or Charles Hoskinson. He'll tell you himself, like, there's a roadmap for a reason, because it's not exactly what they want now. It's going to be more later on. So as a venture capital company, you can sit here and be like, well, nah, Ethereum is way better. Obviously, it's been around longer. It's more developed. It's got a larger ecosystem, more transactions.
Yeah,
on it.
I don't think it's fair comparing the amount of developers on ETH versus on Cardano. Like, they had a 7-year head start, like a 6-year head start, or 5-year head start. So
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so 2014 to 2018, right? 4-year head start. So that's not fair. Now, if you want to do transactions and, active addresses, sure. But it's not fair to say, oh, there's a 4,000, like Walmart has 50,000 employees, and this new grocery store that just came about only has 2,000 employees. Well, no shit.
Well, here's the thing. You can look at any piece of relevant technology that was early adoption and say the same thing. You can be like, well, web crawler has tons more users.
Dude.
Web crawler has so many more users than Google does. And you could easily make that argument in 2004. And then you can say the same thing about Yahoo, being like, well, Yahoo is like the thing. You can say the same thing about the Nokia phones. Remember the Nokia phones?
Nokia.
The BlackBerry phones.
You're old, bro.
And then you can be like, nobody wants this iPhone thing. Like, who wants just a touch screen? I want buttons. How am I supposed to work my Snake video game? Remember Snake, the game on the Nokia? That you like chase your own tail? Yeah. And
that's kind of what you do a lot. You chase your own tail. Shout out to Russell for the cool sticker. Thank you, Russell, my friend. We appreciate you.
But
I know that cool sticker was from me, not you, Robin.
So here's the thing: your best products, take attributes, or they take characteristics, they take certain things other projects do well. And if other projects don't adapt and evolve, if Ethereum doesn't scale and become freaking faster and have cheaper transactions, at some point, people are going to start picking the things that Ethereum is good at, and they're going to start implementing it in their own chain and fixing things that Ethereum refuses to fix. Now, whether or not it's because they are so large and it's difficult to do so, I'm not saying that it should be easy, but all I'm saying is that if Ethereum, right now, you're king. Yes, true. That's right. We love Ethereum. But if in 5 years your gas fee is still $120, you will not be around as the king anymore. Yeah. I'm just saying, really, just think about it. 5 years from now, if Ethereum still has a $120 transaction fee, it will not be number 2 on the market cap list. So it needs to adapt and change. And there's other chains that are doing that right now. Cardano being one of them. So there you go.
So can Cardano be I know you don't like this word, but the ETH killer? Robin?
I mean,
it's going to kill Ethereum?
I think any of the layer ones, any of the top layer ones have promised to do so. I mean, who doesn't? I mean, maybe not Binance.
So who's your bet on?
I think Binance is the furthest out of the race, because I think
being the second largest.
No, I know there. I know what.
What's your reasoning? What's your thought? What's your reasoning behind it?
Because I feel like it's a token for an exchange that grew to fill in the gaps of Ethereum, but it didn't grow to
depeg Ethereum.
Yeah.
Can't use that word.
It used Ethereum's client base that wanted to transact on it, that didn't like the fees, and be like, hey, don't go over there, just do it over here. They didn't necessarily build from the ground up and reinvent everything. They just kind of took what worked, changed it, and I don't want to throw shade at BNB. I'm just saying that, like, out of the group, I think there's more promise out of Solana. There's more promise out of Cardano. I think there's more promise. What other big chains are there? Avalanche,
Solana, Cardano, Avalanche, Polkadot.
Yeah, Polkadot. I just think they're more likely, in my opinion, to supplant the market cap dominance of Ethereum versus, say, Binance.
We're talking ADA, right?
I'm talking about supplanting Ethereum, but I think Cardano, in my opinion, is the strongest candidate. I mean, I think I just really like I just really like what they got going on. And
it's more than
nothing's set in stone. I mean, we saw what happened to Terra Luna. You know, I mean, obviously they came to be where they were extremely fast, and some of these other projects have been around a lot longer than Terra Luna has.
Battle tested, man.
But
Gotta be battle tested.
you know, nothing's guaranteed. You know, there could be some big scandal or exploit or broken code in one of these projects that we don't know yet. And as time goes on, the likelihood of that becomes less and less. Like, you know, somebody could still hack Bitcoin. As crazy as that sounds, it's still possible. But the thing is as every year goes by, it becomes
harder.
increasingly more unlikely to happen.
And harder.
And yeah, well, harder. Well, it just keeps getting more tested. You know, as far as exploiting or taking over the network, yeah, it becomes more harder. But as far as code not being correct and being able to take advantage, or you know, attack a code or an exploit, that becomes increasingly less likely every single year that passes. And so, you know, Ethereum's it's getting up there, but we'll see.
We'll see.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. And let's move on. I think we have one or two more articles to talk about here. Crypto CEOs are courting Brazil's central bank as legislation moves through National Congress. CEOs from two crypto exchanges are scheduled to meet with Brazil's central bank president, Roberto Campos Neto, in the past few days, indicating that talks between industry and the government are ongoing, even as the country waits for lawmakers to potentially approve a new crypto regulation law. These include three Binance executives, including CZ, Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong, and two company executives. Now, both Binance and Coinbase have signaled interest in acquiring Brazilian companies and have been expanding in the region. Robin, if this goes well, could this be a precursor to Brazil becoming one of the most crypto-friendly countries in the world?
I mean, they're already probably, out of all of the major countries, Brazil is definitely in the lead. You take
In the lead.
I mean, what top 10 country as far as economy?
Germany.
Germany is more progressive on
They just
crypto?
came out and said, you hold your crypto for over a year, you ain't paying taxes on it. That's pretty
No,
friendly to me,
no,
bro.
Come on now. No,
What do you
I'm
mean,
talking
come
about
on now?
No, they have the ETF. They have the banks.
Canada has
They
an
have the
ETF.
banks running crypto services. They have you know, the central bank getting behind it. I mean,
I can argue Canada is more crypto-friendly.
if you had to pick one, you literally think Germany is more crypto friendly than Brazil?
Just based off of the one tax law, yes.
Seriously?
Bro, you're telling me a country's willing to give up money on taxes for crypto. That's pretty friendly to me, my friend.
For how long? Until
After
like,
a
look
year.
at Portugal.
If you hold it for...
No, I'm saying look at how long?
Yeah,
what
but-
I'm saying is that
But Portugal is slow.
okay,
Portugal is not a premier country.
taxing and completely opening up the floodgates to the entire ecosystem and integrating it to your central bank, and probably very in the short term having it as
Well, that taxing, that will open up the ecosystem. Imagine being able to have
How
an
many
asset.
articles have you read on Germany
Hold on.
in
How-
cryptocurrency?
Okay, you're an
We
investor.
have not discussed.
You're
we
an
have not
investor.
discussed Germany one time in the
Because
last
I've been boycotting
history,
Germany.
in the
I have
history
been
of our
boycott-
show.
because I've been boycotting
in the history.
Germany.
Okay, this is what blows my mind. We've been doing this show since September. We've been doing this show since September. And I ask you, what country is the most crypto friendly? And we've talked about Brazil probably 150 times.
No, we haven't.
We've talked about Canada a bunch of times. We've talked about Australia a bunch of times. We talked about El Salvador to God knows how many times. And I asked you, what country is the most crypto friendly? And the one country we've never even talked about in the history of our show, you're like, oh, Germany's. I'm like, what?
Yep, it's Germany. Imagine being an investor. You have an asset that has shown to
I'm
appreciate.
just saying, how can you say that
Hold
with
on, man.
conviction
Let me
if
make
you
my
haven't
point.
brought up Germany in the history of our show?
Let me make my point.
Have you ever heard him talk about Germany?
He has.
No. Crypto. I remember the article came out on Crypto de Janeiro.
Shut
You
your
remember that? Crypto de Janeiro?
yeah.
There was a big things on Twitter and everything.
All I'm saying is, you're opening up the floodgates to investors. You have an asset that has grown over 300% year over year since its inception, and now you're telling me I can have money in that asset and not pay any taxes on my gains. I'm there. I'm going to Germany. All right.
I didn't even know. Hold on. When did this story even come out?
Yesterday. We talked about this yesterday. Or no, over the weekend it came out. We talked about it on Friday.
We did? I don't even remember talking about it. I didn't even know this was a thing. Hold on, I gotta search this.
Your head's like a hamster
Germany,
wheel over
no crypto taxes.
there. Yeah.
I mean, you're so bullish on Germany.
I'm bullish, bro. I'm bullish. All right, let's move on while Robin
It's not even a bill. It says crypto promises. Germany promises no taxes on crypto longer than a year. It's not even a law. It's not
promise
even
it.
right now.
A promise is as good as a law to me, buddy.
So they promise.
Yeah.
So you have a politician saying, "I promise."
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, all hail Germany,
bullish, man.
greatest country in crypto land. There we go.
Hey, watch your mouth. All hail Germany. We don't bad words around here. You didn't follow World War II. What the hell's wrong with you, Robin? No. It's gonna become. I'm bullish on Germany. I'm not moving there because I don't like their food there. But will I have my investments there? Hell yeah. I ain't getting taxed on it. All right. Should we do another article or should we be done? All right. I'm going to throw it to the chat. All right. Between these 3 articles, okay, you let us know which one you guys want us to cover, and it'll be the end. Stablecoin supplies and cash reserves in question. Miami and New York City coins tank. And macro guru Raoul Pal unveils portfolio update. 1 for stablecoin, 2 for Miami and New York City coin, and 3 for Raoul Pal. What do you guys want us to cover as our last story? We'll give you guys 2 minutes. Algosaurus said, Robin waxed me. Algosaurus, shut your mouth. All right. That's all I got. 1 stablecoin, 2 Miami coin, 3 Raoul Pal. So what do you guys want us to cover? Robin, what do you want? What's your vote?
What were the articles? I wasn't paying attention.
Of course you weren't paying attention.
I'm reading this Germany article, and it's literally has nothing in here of substance. Like,
it has nothing of substance. Wow. You know what? I'm gonna pull up some German. Tomorrow's gonna be a Germany-centric show.
Yeah, so, I'm bringing some German beer, some bratwurst. What else do they know?
I'm gonna start speaking German tomorrow. It's gonna be a good show.
It says, prepare yourselves, everybody. We're going full Germany tomorrow, okay?
Ich liebe Deutschland.
I'm literally going to park the freaking Mercedes. I'm parking the Mercedes in the studio. Like, I'm going to pull it up right in here.
I'm going to buy one of those big boot beer mugs. You know, in that movie Beer Fest?
Yeah, the Oktoberfest.
Make sure you got to rotate the thing. Also, we are going to draw a winner for the $25 in Bitcoin. So make sure you stay tuned. We'll do it at the end of the show in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, if you haven't clicked the link at the top of the chat, it's also in the description of the YouTube show if you don't see it for some reason. But yeah, just click the link and just all you got to do is put your email and then that enters you in. So.
All right, I'm going with stablecoin. Last article. Stablecoin supplies and cash reserves in question amid crypto exodus. Now, we saw total value locked on DeFi drop by 50% since Luna crashed. So that is big. It went from over 215 billion in total value locked all the way down to 104 at its low point. Crypto investors and traders have cashed out $7.7 billion from the USDT Tether, resulting in its market cap falling by 7.8% over the past 7 days from about $84 billion down to $76 billion. So there was after what happened with UST, there was a bank run on Tether. That's why it depegged down to 94.5 cents, but came back up to $1. The amount withdrawn from the top stablecoin is nearly double the 4.1 billion it held in cash reserves at the end of 2021. So 7.7 billion was cashed out, but according to the report from 2021, Tether only had 4.1 billion in cash. So what happened? Did it change? To maintain Tether's peg with the US dollar, the company behind the token backs Tether with assets such as cash, bonds, and treasury bills. The purpose being that each token is backed by at least $1 worth of assets. Not $1 worth of assets. So it could be backed by breath mints that are worth $1. If breath mints were considered an asset. According to the latest reserves report, the company had total asset amount of at least 78.6 billion, which around 4 billion was cash.
Did you just compare a stable coin to a birth mint?
I'm saying only 5%.
Like, is that where we just went?
Hold on. 5% of Tether's treasury is held in cash. Just 5%. Does that worry you, Robin?
Hey, we were on here earlier this week or late last week, whenever that was. You were arguing with me when you were like, Tether's good. It is as good as as good as gold.
I didn't say it was as good as gold.
You
Yeah, stop
literally,
putting
we
words in
were,
my mouth.
we were
When the hell did I say it's
we
as
were
good as gold?
arguing for like 20 minutes.
I just said Tether's
and I
not
was
gonna
like, yo,
explode.
this is a bomb. I literally
Yeah,
made the
and I said the
analogy.
bomb's not gonna explode.
Remember, Rocco, I made the analogy of us being in a village with a volcano up there, and you were Zeus sitting on your throne at the top of the volcano like, ain't a shit happening.
That's my dog's name, Zeus. Yeah, you're saying that the Tether bomb's going to explode. It's not going to explode, man.
It's going to explode. Whether it explodes this week, next month, next year, 5 years from now, 20 years from now, at some point, there's going to be a big pullback and people are going to cash out.
I'm surprised your gold wallet hasn't exploded.
My gold wallet?
Yeah. You know where you used to store your gold, you said? Anyways, if you missed that, I'm not going to reference it. You can go back and watch the show. All right. Yeah, Tether's not going to explode.
Hey, Bitcoin's dropping, bro.
Does it worry me? Perfect timing for market analysis. But does it worry me that only 5% of it is in cash? Yes. But do I think that's going to be the reason it implodes? No. The bank run already happened. Of course, I'm not a future teller. So I don't know if another bank run is going to happen, but almost 10% bank run is pretty bad.
Do you think there might be one day like a halitosis bank run and the breath mints
halitosis
at the breath mints at
it's
the grocery
halitosis, store? You uncultured swine.
Everyone's gonna go to the grocery store and buy all the mints.
This
The
lady
next
has
thing you know, price is gonna tank.
halitosis. It's halitosis. All right, let's move on. Rocco, we are done with our talking points. We are now moving on to our market analysis. All right. Before I move into the markets, I want to show you guys. This is the Bitcoin exchanges Bitcoin balance on exchanges. And we are at 2-year lows. We did see a move up here when the Luna crash happened. It came all the way up from 2.4 to 2.5 million Bitcoin on exchanges. Now it's dropped back down to about 2.507. So continuing in that trend we have been in since March of 2020. So if we zoom in here, we've essentially, if I could draw a trend pattern on here, I would. But we've essentially been in this decline of Bitcoin being held on exchanges since the C19 happened. And we saw a little spike here when Terra Luna happened. People started freaking out, but we are back on the decline. So bullish metrics. Also, a new report came out by the University of Cambridge. U.S. is still leading the world in Bitcoin mining. And you can see this is Bitcoin's hash rate recovery since its all-time low back in 2021. This was when China banned it, and we have been just on the move up, around 248 exahashes per second on the Bitcoin network. And this is a kind of a breakdown of the U.S. states that are out the most hash rate by state. And so you see Georgia is number 1, followed by Texas, California, New York, Washington, Nevada's in here, North Dakota, South Dakota. I mean, soon we're gonna see not all, but more green fill up this little map here. Robin, are you surprised Georgia's number 1?
Yes.
Thank you for that, Robin. I truly appreciate your expert input there, my friend.
Would you want me to go on a tangent here?
No.
You want me to start talking about peaches and shit?
I was giving you a hard time. Hey, the Peach State, man, they got some good iced tea down there, boy. All right, now let's look at crypto. Robin mentioned crypto is Bitcoin's dropping. Yes.
Something about Georgia though. I'm joking.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Rocco, take him away. Take him away, please. Thank you, sir. Bitcoin, we're down to 29.7. I'm going to show you guys let's just show you right now. So this is the Bitcoin 1-hour chart, okay? So now, what I want you guys to keep in mind when you're looking at charts and patterns, the lower time frame you go, the less reliable that pattern is going to be. So 15-minute chart pattern is going to be about as unreliable as Robin giving you a compliment. And on a daily or a weekly chart, it's going to carry more significance. So this is the 1-hour chart. Now, we have been in this symmetrical triangle since May 10th at 6 p.m. And so we are getting close to the end of this channel. We wicked down here the last hour, but we came back up. We opened up right at this 29.7. This was literally right now, the new candle open. But you can see, right, when we look at candles, smaller bodies mean less volatility. Means more volatility. So wicks, let me rewind. Larger wicks mean larger wicks, smaller bodies, higher volatility. Bigger bodies, lower wicks, lower volatility, even though the price moves in one direction fast. As far as it going up and down volatility, it is less. So will we break to the upside? Will we break to the downside? If I'm taking everything into consideration, I would say we are probably going to break to the upside. The RSI is pretty low. We're sitting right at that 40 edge mark. Typically, anything under 30 is considered oversold. Anything over 70 is considered overbought. So we're leaning more towards oversold than we are overbought. And then just metrics alone, I do think we'll break a little bit to the upside, but it won't be too far. That 32.5 is a ginormous, right here. This 32.5 is a big, big resistance point. I don't see us getting over that resistance and staying over it. Now, getting over 32.5 for a day does not mean we broke resistance. Ideally, what you want to see, right, is you want to see this. You want to see break above, retest, and then go. That's when you can say, okay, now we're good. It is now support, resistance. We flipped it. But if you just see a wick above and come back down, it has not broken resistance. If anything, it's solidified that number as resistance, okay? Now, I just want to show you this on Crypto Stackers Pro. By the way, Forrest just announced he will be raising prices on his monthly and lifetime plan by the end of this month. So if you're a chart person, you want to use Crypto Stackers Pro, you've been waiting to sign up, now would be a good time. Put the link in our description of this video. So I took a local high here that we saw back in April 19th, and you can see we've kind of been bouncing around this 2x and 3x level short. I would expect us to do this until we break out of that pattern, which we might not break out of that pattern. But if we do, if we move to the upside, this 3x short is gonna show us some resistance, which guess what? It's at 32,100. If we break to the downside, we do have a lot of support sitting at $28,900 for Bitcoin. Now, in a bear market, people are, well, how do I make money? You swing trade. You scalp profits. You try to stack up your coins. And you do that by using platforms, by using technical analysis and charting. Always please keep in mind, TA is never 100% accurate, but it gives us a good idea of where the trend is going, what we can expect price to do. So always keep that in mind. That's all I got. Robin, are you gonna draw the winner?
Yes, sir.
We are drawing the winner.
Last
Who will
chance.
win?
Last chance. If you haven't entered,
You got 1 minute, 60 seconds. If you want to win $25 in Bitcoin.
So are we actually gonna do this Germany Day tomorrow?
Why are you gonna come up? You're gonna come up in Schlagen, Haschen, Daschen, yeah. I'm gonna come up in here with a beer thing, the beer boot. I'm gonna walk up in here with a Germany jersey, soccer. I'm gonna walk up in here with a bratwurst, and I'm gonna walk up in here and I'm gonna just have a German accent the entire time.
If you walk in here with a bratwurst, you better bring 2 of them motherfuckers. But bring me 1. We're hungry.
Twitter got hacked.
Whatever.
Boris's Twitter got hacked.
That sucks.
I'll have to text my man and let him know. Hey, big bro, what's up with all this weird stuff you're putting on Twitter? All right, Robin, go ahead and draw, bro.
All right. Let's see.
Ja, der Lederhosen, ja.
How somebody's invalid. I wonder why. Let's see. Who is invalid? Why are you invalid? Let's see.
I'm on Forrest Twitter and talking about liposuction. sustainable weight loss.
So it's true?
I don't know, maybe. But I saw him tweet about losing weight because he was he was an athlete. He was a college athlete, so but this whole liposuction thing kind of gets me thinking might be hacked. Who knows? I'm gonna text him, find out.
Yeah, this thing goes back to the article with Coinbase where you can log in one thing and everything is safe.
Yeah.
All right, let's draw the winner, and here we go. Drum roll, please. Ooh, hold on.
Rocco, how does it sound in your headset? Drum roll.
I can't hear anything.
We need a drum roll. We need to work on our sound effects.
I got it.
You got it?
I'm on it.
Rocco.
No.
Yeah, man, we got sound effects coming.
Who's winning? Come on,
I'm
bro,
working.
hurry up.
I'm working on.
It doesn't take this long to draw a winner.
I have the winner, man. I'm drawing suspense, man.
Who's the winner? We don't want suspense. Who's the winner?
The winner is.
I don't-
The winner is Amani. Amani.
Amani.
Amani.
Amani.
Amani.
Who's Amani?
I don't know.
Amani, congratulations, whoever you are. You are the winner of $25 in Bitcoin that Robin will send from his personal Bitcoin account. We will email you from SinCityCrypto1@gmail.com. Apparently, some of it goes to junk, so make sure you check your junk folder. Expect that email in the next 2 hours, and we will only ask you, we will congratulate you, then we will only ask you for a Bitcoin address. That is all we're going to ask for. That is all you should send back. We will send you your free Bitcoin. Congratulations. Amani.
I'm so bad at
Names,
pronouncing.
Yeah, you are. I don't know why you're doing the pulling thing. Anyways, Rocco, roll the music. We are finito. We are done. Crypto fam, we love you guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. Make sure you come back tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Pacific time. Maybe we'll do Germany theme. Maybe we won't. We'll find out. Either way, on behalf of myself, Robin and Rocco, we love you guys. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. We will see you tomorrow. Peace.
I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D turned into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink weed, or smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. I got 16 missed calls on my phone. Times change, Mickey D turned into Rabuchon. Kick my feet up, drink weed, or smoke on a new strong. Couple margaritas, senoritas, I goof off. Smoking on the island, say she wanna ride with me. Took her on a flight, said all her bags from Italy. I sent her with a friend, they shopping there religiously. Whoa, yeah. You say she love me, but that's when she rockin' Prada bags. Said she ready for the next, I won't, not so fast. Slow down, girl, don't you crash. Whoa, yeah. Cause we can mess up that pretty face, but we can fuck up that pretty lace. Tryna kiss up, I'm in your place. Man, this shit so crazy. Never thought I'd be doing shit like this again. Put that effort in, girl, then I repay you. Crash that thing out of